Hello all my Kenvians and welcome to a new episode of Discovering Steven Universe. Today, finally, the Season 3 finale, well, as far as I'm concerned, for the Steven Universe. Back to the Moon and Bubbled, which I guess technically they're not a two-parter, kind of like the last few episodes, but from what I've been told, it's really important to watch them both together, so that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see if Back to the Moon ends on a sudden, just cut to black cliffhanger like how Beta did. But we'll see how it goes. And if the camera rocks, that's Charlie getting down. Oh, just gonna lay by the camera. Okay. So yes, let's get right into it with Back to the Moon, which I can only assume that means they're going back to the moon base, and what's gonna happen from there. We'll see. Because the rubies are back, and dear God, Lord knows this probably isn't gonna go well. Anyway, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Boop.
Hey, don't be like that.
Why I Hey! I'm right here.
Is she serious? There's no way this is gonna...
Look, it's Jasper! Jasper!
That was a...
It's huge in here.
Wow.
I thought it'd be super cramped. Crystal germs! Yeah, Jasper.
It's bigger on the inside.
Oh, curses.
Got it? Yes, of course.
Oh.
To the moon then? To the moon then! To the moon then!
Oh, poor eyeball. Is such a huge fangirl. Oh.
I watched the leader of the crystal gems rose quartz shatter pink diamond.
I was right. Holy crap.
No.
Oh, they just did. No! Oh no. They're gonna see. They're gonna see. They're gonna see. Oh God, they already saw. They hadn't even taken off.
I told you you could. It's on your lap if you want. What? I'm still Jasper. We've been tricked.
Oh God.
Hey, Ruby.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So I'm gonna guess that Bubbled has to do. I'm guessing he makes a bubble so that he can survive in space, which is the only thing that makes sense in my mind. So I guess he's just marooned out in space, and the crystal gems have to find him. Oh wow. Okay. Well, without any further ado, let's get right into Bubbled and get this show on the road. I mean, obviously I'm going to talk about this a little bit more as we go on, and in fact I'll turn down the volume so I can talk in the meantime. But, so my assumption that Rose Quartz had shattered Pink Diamond is true. I mean, if it's... I know there has to have been a good reason. Don't know what that is yet, but we'll talk about it more later. Bubbled.
Ruby.
Oh, so this is like right after. Jeez.
Eyeball! What? No signal? Come on, I'm right by a satellite.
Don't die out here. First thing I do back on Earth is change my phone plan.
You didn't have ever come. I'm unstoppable.
No, oh no.
Eyeball! Oh no! No! I got you!
He can extend his bubble.
What was that supposed to be? What in the cosmos is wrong with
that's technically kind of a good question. That was weird.
Aimlessly through outer space.
Oh, okay.
How did we get ourselves into this mess?
Rose quartz.
I wasn't wrong. I mean, it's tense, but at the same time.
Take your gem and bring it back.
Smart move, Steven. Please tell me this isn't how the series or the season ends, with him just floating out in space. Oh, thank God. Oh, okay.
She didn't always do what was best for her, but she always did what was best for Earth.
Even if it meant shattering someone.
Yes.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh, God. Is this a different portion of the song? Oh, okay. It was the end portion of the song. Wow. Now, I don't think it's fair to compare these two episodes with the previous two. I will say that I feel like overall the impact of the previous two episodes, particularly Earthlings, was overall just that much more of a big impact. But the things we learned in these last two episodes and what happened with Ruby, while again, I feel like not as grandiose, maybe is the right word, or perhaps not as immediately impactful. It's like I definitely have a lot to think about from these episodes, but these were definitely two really solid episodes. In fact, as a whole, tonally speaking, they were definitely more consistent, which made it truly feel like more of a two-parter. Whereas in the previous episodes, Beta and Earthlings, it's like we had a really goofy, silly episode that just all of a sudden you had like whiplash as it turned into what was going to become the next episode. So yeah, I really like that aspect of it. But really, what I take away from this most of all is definitely just the further knowledge and I guess confirmation of what I thought about what happened with Pink Diamond, that apparently she was shattered, and she was shattered by rose quartz. Which I know that they kind of hit on it there at the end with Garnet when she was explaining to Steven why Rose had to do it. I'm curious if we're going to get maybe some more insight to it at all, like, because we got that from Garnet, but what about from Pearl? Like, what does Pearl have to say about all that? Because, I mean, everything in the past has shown that of any of the crystal gems beforehand, Pearl was the closest to her, and Pearl knew most, not all, but most of Rose's secrets. So I'm curious if Pearl has any more insight to the situation. Like, what is it that would have caused her to make that decision to shatter Pink Diamond? Which, again, Garnet gives all the information needed, but Bismuth presented the weapon with which to shatter any gem, including diamonds. But Rose had her bubbled and disagreed with her methods. So what changed her mind toward making that decision? Like, what could have happened? What did Pink Diamond do that would have brought her to come to that decision to go against what she apparently thought was best originally and make that decision to strike down Pink Diamond? And not only that, what did she use to shatter Pink Diamond? Because Bismuth is the one that had the breaking point. The breaking point. It was stored away. Like, as far as I know, Rose wouldn't have had access to it. Maybe, I don't know. But also, Bismuth herself said that Rose's sword can cut through the form of any gem, but never shatter them. So she didn't use this sword to shatter Pink Diamond, unless, I don't know, there's some sort of, speaking in video game terms, alt fire for the sword that actually does allow it to shatter a gem. I just don't know. But yeah, a lot of questions after that, but definitely, oof. It was a heck of a ride. I definitely enjoyed Amethyst taking the form of Jasper, however temporarily. And I can never remember her name, but the voice actor for Amethyst, it's something Dietz, so something like that. But it definitely wasn't an on-point impression of Jasper's voice, but it was just an adorable impersonation, I found. Yeah, it was kind of weird to watch, but at the same time, just really enjoyable. And seeing how clearly pretty dense the rubies are, because yeah, that shouldn't have worked. Like, for all intents and purposes, it shouldn't have worked, but it did. It's like they didn't even question it. The only possible question that came up was that she didn't look how she imagined. It wasn't said, but implied color-wise. And then Amethyst just explains it away by saying she got a tan, which, would they know what a tan is? But regardless, is basically saying that she was affected by the Earth's sun, which doesn't make sense at all because of the fact that Ruby had been on Earth. She had seen Jasper, and Jasper was made on Earth, so why would the Earth's sun affect her color while being on Earth? I don't know. There's just... I could tear apart any kind of logic the Rubies might kind of sort of been using, but in the end, just they're kind of dumb, adorable, and also a bit murdery, as shown with Eyeball. Yeah, I'm curious to see whether or not we're actually going to see any more of any of the rubies in the future, because they did scatter out. It was close to Earth, so I'm guessing there is the chance that at least one, maybe two of them might fall to Earth if they get in its gravitational pull. Some of them looked like they were just completely floating away from Earth, and then there's Eyeball, who is now, I guess, out near the asteroid belt. of the solar system, or a little bit past that. And I can only assume she's long gone, unless someone else from Homeworld sends a spaceship, like another one of the, what are they, roaming eyes? Red eye? Roaming eye? Whatever it is. Because yeah, the crystal gems have the ruby ship, and they use that to get Steven. I seriously doubt they're going to be looking for the rubies to try and pick them up. But yeah, I guess that's my big question, is I'm curious whether or not they're going to show up again, if at all. And if they do, through what means will it be? But yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about these 2 episodes. I just got really drawn in by the backstory that was presented, the bit of exposition that we got from the rubies, and then a bit from Garnet there at the end. Yeah. I do kind of wish that Lapis and Peridot had gone with them. Completely understand why Lapis didn't, because as established a long time ago, she's sick of being a prisoner, so just using that word in general will not go well with her. But yeah, I kind of wish at least one of them had gone along for the ride, because I would have liked to, I don't know, I think it would have been nice to see how they would have reacted to Steven, being found and coming back. Especially since, Lapis, Steven's the only one that she's truly close to, as far as we can tell. Her and Peridot have a very odd couple theme going on, which is amazing and adorable, and I'm guessing that they're friends at this point, at the very least. But Lapis is like, Steven's the only one that she has like a true connection to, a strong connection to. And then Peridot, it's like, if not for Steven, Peridot probably wouldn't have adjusted to the Earth very well. So yeah, I would have liked to see how they would have reacted to all this. But obviously that's just in my own mind. But I don't know, maybe the start of the next season will be right after that last episode, and we'll get to see how they react to maybe hearing the story of what happened to Steven. I don't know. But this has been a heck of a ride. I apologize that the kind of review portion here is mostly just me kind of mulling over the whole pink diamond deal and trying to make sense of that in my mind. I don't know, part of me feels like maybe I should go through and work on establishing some possible theories, because there's some questions that don't. There's questions I have that the answers we kind of have here don't make total sense to me, and I feel like I have some theories that, for all I know, may be answered by now. But as I go along, I really want to try and figure out what those might be. If I'm making any sense at all, I'm basically just rambling at this point. But everyone, I just want to say thank you so much for being here for this episode of Discovering Steven Universe. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts about these 2 episodes, your thoughts about what I've had to say. Anything else? Oh, before I continue on, as far as the track of the episode, getting to hear a longer portion of, I think it's Love Like You, sung by Rebecca Sugar, it really worked well at that end scene where where the crystal gems saved Steven and all that. Just like, no dialogue, just physical signs of what was going on and letting the beautiful music do its work. So yeah, but if there were any other tracks that stood out to you all, I'd love to hear what they are. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into season 4. There might be a little bit of a delay between now and me getting out more Discovering Steven Universe episodes, simply because Since I'm making the transition from Season 3 to Season 4, again, I want to take a little bit of time to work on those theories, and I want to work on the Discovering Classic Doctor Who, as well as possibly a few other videos, not necessarily Discovering focused, just to work on them and get them out of the way. And then I will have more Steven Universe coming up very soon. Again, maybe just like a few days longer than the usual wait recently. But I'll shut up now, everyone. Again, thank you so much for being here, and until the next episode of Discovering Steven Universe, I'll see you next time. And to go back to one of the first sayings of the show, I know that I ramble a lot here. I know these videos might get a little bit annoying, especially near the end, but if every pork chop was perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. That's my babies. Hi, baby Midna. Hi, Bella. Hi, Sleepy Charlie. They're my babies, and they just sleeping around.